Dungeon podcast. This is where RuneScapers talk RuneScape. I am Scream Truth,
And I am Buckmere.
and thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Trying to get this one closer to the last episode, as last time we had a very long gap in between our episodes, so...
Wait, the last one, that's when I was like super exhausted, right?
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Alright, well, we got a lot of things to talk about. Everything from the behind the scenes to Super September, and a little bit more divination, because Dalton is awesome at divination.
More like nothing better to do with my life.
So do you want to start with that now, or do you want to start with it possibly when you hit a mile marker?
Yeah, let's do that because that should be within 15 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right into the behind the scenes for September. In a previous video, I was thinking that we were going to see the Player Imports expansion in this month, but it makes more sense to be probably in the winter, because it'd be a year ago since Player Imports came out.
Really? Is it that long already?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I think this year's been just full of content, and it's made it go by so fast. Like, can you,
That's for sure.
do you remember when um, the HTML5 beta came out?
I do. When was that?
I think it was like in February.
Seriously? It doesn't seem like that long.
It
Then
was,
again, it doesn't feel like September either. So.
yeah, it doesn't. Alright, so we're going to start with the Super September. Currently, there's been 3 days. The fourth one's coming out in a few hours. Um, Super September, basically, it works with the challenge system, and the best note is all challenges will be double experience, except for Dungeoneering, which will be 1.25, because otherwise you can get like 800k from one dungeon, which is absolutely insane. So, the daily challenges basically comes out once every day, and they can be anything from dancing with 10 people dancing around you to a skill-based event, no level requirements, like mine 10 of something, or um, use up 10 of those signs from divination.
Yep.
That's one we saw on the first day.
Today's is actually eat 50 bananas.
Oh, is it? Okay, so the new
Yeah.
one, came out. All right, so that's right,
They
everyone.
come on the resets.
Okay, so eat 50 bananas, everybody. Get your potassium intake in.
It seems like a dangerous amount of potassium.
Yeah, you know, I was watching these videos about this one guy on YouTube, um, drawing a blank on his name, but he had like chugged olive oil, 24,000 calories
Oh my god.
in 3 minutes. It was just like, you're gonna die, you know?
It's so bad for you. Oh my god.
Okay,
You ate like a little under a half a month's amount of calories for a normal person in 3 minutes.
yeah, it
That's
was it was something else.
you realize nearly all of that is going to turn into fat, and I believe that will equate to like 10 or 11 pounds of fat.
Yeah. Okay, so getting a little bit off track there. This just came from eating a ton of bananas. So, the new event, the new thing also comes with a superhero armor set, as far as RuneScape's related. It looks like a 6-age set of armor. Um, Silver and gold with a kind of like green leotard and red cape with the RS symbol on it. So, what do you think about the hero's outfit?
As ridiculous as it looks, it's kind of cool. And then for I believe if you do every September challenge, it becomes gold, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Which, wow, that would be. I mean, if you, I mean, yeah, they're not extremely hard things to do, but like for a month straight to do a challenge within 24 hours, that could
Yep,
be difficult.
yeah. At the end of the week, the top 1,000 on the seasonal high score table for this will receive two new titles, or will be rewarded with two new titles if you haven't won one by completing all 30 of the super challenges, a gold version of the superhero outfit.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I like it. It's just something different, you know.
The Dungeoneering task set. Isn't it about time?
It's yeah, for sure.
Dungeoneering came out, I think it's been 3 years now. 4 years.
Uh, yeah, it would be 3.5, I believe. I wasn't here
Mm-hmm.
for the Dungeoneering release, but yeah, it would be 3.5 if I'm doing that correct.
Well, I'm pretty sure our channel started up just a couple months after they released the Warp Floors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a while. So, um, basically, these task sets, they'll be on Demonheim, both in and out of Dungeoneering. Easy tasks will include games of sinkholes and defeating boss solo. Elite tasks won't require level 99 Dungeoneering or above, but they'll take you pretty close. So that means I'm guessing in the 95 range, so they can get the three warped bosses in the 95 level, the Golga, um, the Ramernaut, and the last one, I'm trying to blank on it. Oh, I wish I knew it. Blink, because Blink sucks.
Yeah, I'm no help there. My
Oh,
Dungeoneering is still 79.
okay. So, so what to expect? Um, the majority of other tasks are completable regardless whether you can play solo or in large groups. A small sample, you can expect to wear a fully upgraded Ring of Kingship. Oh, okay. That means at this moment, guys, I think you should all stop spending your tokens on your ring. Just don't do anything. I'm so glad I converted all my tokens right now. Gain the Beast Mode title. Um, a kite, Belek the Pummeler. Huh. Is that a typo? I've never seen that spelling before. Maybe I think they meant to put kick.
Here,
Balak Tumbler into his own riffs. Okay. For Rapid Dungeoneers, the rewards will be the kicker. Take a deeper breath, as there are a few of them. EXP, Dungeoneering tokens, an additional bind slot. Holy crap. Um, Smuggler price reductions, secondary ring tracks, extended resource dungeons, additional gate stones, crab hands, and even a Thok headbutt override that's just scratching the surface. Many of these will be activated by wearing the Dungeoneering Task Set reward item, the Dungeoneering Aura, so the aura can be taken in.
yeah, it's really cool. I remember reading over that. What is that? 3 days ago it came out. Today's the fourth, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, all of it is just kind of cool stuff. Like, when I first read the title, Dungeoneering Task Set, I was like, all right, it's about time, but like, what are we gonna get other than like XP and maybe tokens? And then like they're adding all this cool stuff like price reduction, more stuff to your ring, extra bind slot,
I know, it's
like
like, because Dungeoneering wasn't hard enough, we're
right.
making it harder. Not really. It's they gotta do something, like, we buffed Dungeoneering, now it's actually really hard. Like, when I go through a warp floor and my group can complete the entire floor as a large in about 11 minutes, that's saying something about the difficulty of Dungeoneering right now. So maybe patch that in the future.
As long as we're mentioning things, that if we're going to do that, I'm going to listen to Sean. I'm just going to say buff divination right now. Just saying, maybe.
Just saying. All right. Um, The promised quest, Birthright of the Dwarves, as voted by the players earlier this year. It's hard to think that we're that close to the end of the year where this quest is already coming out.
I know. I can't believe end of the year's in a couple months. It doesn't even. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I think, you know, this is kind of off topic. We're not really talking about the quest just yet, but if I was to put a symbol on 2013, I would probably put like the private chat symbol,
Hmm.
like that represents this year because it's like the year of the player, like they
Yeah,
said. And then
for sure.
last year I'd probably put like the settings icon because that's like the year of maintenance. We were making the game, we're preparing it for the future, revitalizing it, making
And
it.
obviously, all the last 2 years have definitely paid off to what it's been building up
Mhm.
to. You know what I mean? Like, EOC and like, RS3, all of that good stuff. Like, all of that was required, and now I'm really excited to see. I mean, we're not quite to the end of the year yet to talk about it, but like, I can't wait to see what the next year's gonna bring. We've had the
Yeah.
last 2 amazing years.
Okay, so for the next year, alright, we're just gonna save that to the end. Remind me to bring that up. Um,
I'm not gonna remember.
uh, at the end of this podcast, we're gonna hopefully remember to talk about our 2014 predictions as of right now, because that'd be pretty cool. Um, yeah, well, alright, Birthright of the Dwarves. Good God, I'm getting really bad at this. Okay, I'm continuing the theme of updates designed by you. Birthright of the Dwarves includes three elements made by the player. Athlon won a competition to create Chaos Druid Leader. Um, Basically, it's this Chaos Giant. He's got one giant arm and three small arms with dragon battle axes on it.
I love that concept art.
Yeah,
It's more than concept art. There's more to it, but like
yeah.
that's just cool.
Okay, so I can expect this to be probably a little bit bigger than a fire giant, although they'll probably scale it to just a size of a fire giant based on the size of the human standing next to it. Um, Several high-level players came into the Jagex office armed with ideas for the community, helping us design a new addition to the lava flow mine. These three will be included in our latest Grandmaster quest, Birthright of the Dwarves, where you will explosively end the dwarf storyline. Form an army and take the fight to the Red Axe by assaulting their secret base, which will be filled to the brim with Chaos Dwarves, Drolgers, and Cannoneers. Um, it won't be, it won't all be combats. There will be mental battles to be won as you travel into the memories of your allies and enemies. The fate of Keldgrim, Veldaban, and a number of other characters will be left entirely to you, as you are presented with a choice of great gravity on the way to victory. Well, out of that description, they said, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself, but the dwarves are going to be graphically updated for this quest. They didn't say if they're going to graphically update the city. I don't think they will, unfortunately.
Yeah, I could really use it.
Yeah,
Kyle.
unfortunately. I would love to see that place with a graphical update.
Oh, after seeing some of the, I mean, after what seen over the last like year or two,
Hmm.
it's oh, I can't believe it would be anything less than phenomenal.
I think my first wow factor in their graphical updates came from, Song from the Depths and
Hmm.
RuneSpan because they had the skyboxes played out so well in them. And
Yeah,
yeah, you're just walking through a dream state of this green tinted dungeon with purple astral pools of whatever in there. It's just like, whoa, what is this? And but yeah, so I really hope that they update Keldegrim in this. I know that they're working on Falador right now, but come on. Okay, return in one piece and you'll be laden with rewards, Grandmaster level of experience, three new dragon weapons.
wait, whoa, missed that part. There's three.
Yes,
What? Yeah.
Um, an Encando pickaxe that acts as a mining and smithing version of the Inferno adze, and a aforementioned addition to the lava flow mine. I'm assuming that the pickaxe comes from the lava flow mine, just like the gilded pickaxe did. Um, so if you plan to bring the dwarf storyline to a glorious end, make sure you are combat ready and have completed King of the Dwarves, and have a mining level of 80 and a smithing level of 82 and a strength level of 85. Wow, that's like the first time I almost didn't make a quest in like how many months. My smithing level is 82, so it's pretty close.
Mine's 97. I'm like
I,
2.3 mil away from 99, and I just can't bear to do it.
okay, just after divination, it shouldn't be too hard to pound out 2 more levels. You can do it.
Yeah, that's
E-
that's what I thought at like 94.
yeah, either that, or just do war bands continually, and you'll get there.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, the dwarf graphical update. A flow-blown war between the Blackguard and the Chaos Dwarves demands scope. Bomb blasted with new graphical or a new dwarf graphical rework. Dully, you can expect a complete graphical overhaul of all the dwarves, not only in Keldgrim, but a wider world too. Okay, am I reading that? Okay, yeah, they just mean the whole world. Okay,
Yeah, they're just
so
gonna graphically update all the dwarves to make them look a lot better.
in the order that it's put in this behind the scenes update, it seems like they're gonna do the graphical update after the quest, but it wouldn't make sense for them to do that. So I think the graphical update's gonna come first, or at the same time.
Well, that's normally how they do it. When with a place, they update it either as or right before they release the quest.
Yeah.
So
Um, from Thurgo to Velderman, the dwarf models, animations, and chat heads will all be brought in line with the stockier dwarves that you may have noticed during What's Mine is Yours and when training in the Artisan Workshop. And then there's a little concept art of them.
I think they look really cool.
Yeah, I think they look pretty cool too. I have to say that the bottom three on the left, they all look like rip-offs of characters from The Hobbit. So,
Good. I'm not the only person that thought that.
okay, so Virago's Little Surprise.
This
Um,
one's cool. I like this.
Alright, well, what I'm getting out of this is they're either going to be like, surprise, we buffed Virago, you suck, or they're going to do what they promised and switch up the battlefield that Virago plays on, like they said in the past. Um, this does come with a Twitch event, most likely Mod Chris L, Mod Ryan, and Mod Oliver. Um, I'm wondering if Mod Silent, aka Silent Core, is going to be there because he's supposed to be in charge of this kind of stuff. Um, but
Well,
yeah,
he might. Well, that's just for that Twitch event. He might have his own separate one for it.
okay, okay. But yeah, so for you guys that like Virago, be looking out for that towards the end of the month. Combat timers. Um, basically, you know the little pop-ups that show you like your buffed like attack, your buff strength, your buff defense, and your like negated abilities that people put on you. All of those will be having a time remaining to the effects, such as overloads.
Uh, Honestly, I've been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah, that's actually going to be really nice. So, just a good expansion to further improve the EOC. This is great. Okay, the Battle of Lumbridge, the epic conclusion. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's been going for almost 2 months now, guys. Maybe three. I haven't been keeping track. It's about two, 2.5. Um,
uh, it would be 2 months. Oh my God, RS3 has been out for 2 months. Jeez.
okay. Oh, where has time gone since we got out of high school? God. Okay, so Where do you go after all that? Well, this month is what happens. The Battle of Lumbridge blazes to a conclusion as the god stands victorious, or as a god stands victorious, while others in the humiliating defeat. The world will be forever changed. The shockwave of this battle will be felt in the world as well as an upcoming game in the quest content.
Well, that leaves a room for a lot of fun stuff.
Um, I'm not saying that I want to watch the world burn, but I really wish Zami would win. Right now, it's kind of out of the question that he's gonna win, but uh,
It would just be such a unique spin because,
yeah,
like, I knew from the start that Sarah was gonna win, but like, just that hope that Zamorak might win, and then just like watch the repercussions of it.
yeah. I mean, we've been in a game of RuneScape where people are almost all Saradomus, it seems, in the world, and I think with Saradomin winning, we're not going to see too much of a change. But if we actually saw Zami win, we could probably see massive amounts of change. We could see, I don't know, probably like, maybe be too extreme, but in WoW, the Cataclysm expansion,
Hmm.
forever changing the world. That's what I'm talking about. Um,
Right, that's what I wanted. I wanted Zammy to be like, "All right, bitches, this is mine. I'm just gonna destroy a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna raise volcanoes, and I'm gonna change your landscape, and I'm gonna burn this, and I'm gonna like enslave these people." I mean, that's a little extreme, but
yeah,
like,
that's super extreme.
I know, but like, yeah, I wanted forever changing landscape.
Yeah, that would have
Like,
been so cool.
you know what? Just bring a volcano up in the middle of a rock. You know what? Screw it. Do it.
Screw it. Oh, the Grand Exchange blew up yesterday. So,
Like, have to relocate the Grand Exchange. How cool would that be?
yeah, new Grand Exchange is located in the Elven City. Wait till forever until that new quest comes out.
Hey,
Um,
I hate to interrupt, but I kind of hit that landmark. I just hit 90 divination.
oh, alright. Well, we have the Solomon store, but that's an update that just came out. We can cover that later. Let's talk about some divination. Okay, so your landmark. Go ahead. The floor is
Uh,
yours.
I hit 90. It's felt like forever. I've had terrible thoughts go through my head. um, I'm just gonna give a shout out for people to watch my mini series. If you, oh my god, I get 2.3k experience for turning in 10 of those things. That's really awesome. Anyway, I'm trying to think of where I'm supposed to go. Oh, I'm supposed to go to South of
Yeah,
Salt. Yeah.
south
Anyway,
of. Oh man, good luck.
I'm just gonna go there to get my 2.5k energy, and then I'll be back. But anyway, um, watch my series because I'm somewhere around like 126 hours of training of divination, I think, and I think I've got somewhere around between like 90 and 120 left to go.
Yeah, on my training to 99, I'm actually gonna have to stop because I need to get some of that good mining experience that's coming from the battlefield right now.
Yep.
And
Oh yeah,
yeah, I gotta finish that set. I just have to do it.
there's tons of reasons I should stop this.
But you're so close. I mean,
Like, okay,
you got one
I,
more month to go.
I don't even have it's not even a month. I'm thinking tops of 2 weeks. I'm logging a minimum of 12 hours a day right now.
Okay. So, out of pretty much all the areas you've now been to, I bet that this one you're going to now won't be your favorite. But which one is your favorite?
Okay, so this is, I mean, it's really hard to say for the fact that, like, how much time you spend at, like, the one I'm at right now, which is, it's Dragontooth Island, I believe is what it's called, right?
Uh huh.
Anyway, like, obviously I feel sick of this one because I've been here for so ungodly long. Like, 85 to 90 is, like, I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, but, yeah, that's somewhere around, like, 2.5 million experience or something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, and so that's like half of the experience because I'm at like 5.35 right now. And I mean, that should give an indication of how long I've been here at a top 65k an hour. um, But like I think I really like this one, minus the trees. The trees could go.
The trees could go. No more trees.
That's the worst part. I guess like the Falador one was cool too, but then again, like I wasn't there long enough to like critically analyze it. Like,
True, true.
like you know, like the springs were so close to the rift, where at like the 80s area,
Uh-huh.
like you know, they're not incredibly far away, but there's still like a distance where if you use surge and escape, they help.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
You know, if you will technically found.
uh-huh. Um, so, I think that pretty much covers everything else. Good luck to you on your 99, 9 levels to go. It sounds like a little, but it's so much. So, good luck on that.
Yeah.
Alright. So, where were we?
We were finishing up the Battle of Lumbridge, going on to the Solomon Store editions.
Oh yes, the Solomon Store editions. Have you had a time to go and look at that at all?
I have looked at it. I haven't actually browsed through it, but yeah, I looked through the new interface, how that all is working.
Okay. Yeah, I went and looked through, um, I don't know how to pronounce that Asian guy's name, the guy who owns the loyalty shop, but you can't actually buy any items from him anymore. You can only see them. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, that's weird. It's like, it's like, go to Solomon's General Store to purchase these items. Oh, that's surprising. So,
Um,
I haven't actually been into the store myself. How do you feel the interface works?
it's very similar to before. It was just essentially just a little bit of graphical updates to make it feel a little bit better navigation. Which you know is always nice. Not that it was too complex before, but only thing I heard. Okay, first off, I heard everybody's loyalty ticks got reset back to 0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer since I've had membership since it came out. You know.
I'm gonna cancel my membership and start it up just so I don't feel guilty.
Don't play for like a month just so you can feel. Well, then you gotta pay more for membership. Anyway, um, but I heard apparently it's still really like you should really just go for the microtransaction. Like me and some guys were talking in the area here. Like apparently it's 56k loyalty points for one keepsake key.
Oh, oh my
Now,
god.
like I'm no expert, but that's kind of saying you're gonna waste your loyalty points by spending it on this.
Well, how much did they say you'd get in loyalty points every month? And especially the accumulated, because they are obviously much higher than
Well,
what they
yeah,
used to be.
I know it was a decent buff to it, and it's more focused around like the longer you stay with us, you're going to get. I mean, like before, you got a lot more for staying like for a year
Yeah,
or 6 months or whatever the cap was. I don't remember,
yeah.
but apparently now it's much more rewarding for how much you get, which you know definitely nice.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be interesting to see, you know, if like say after a year where it actually becomes like, well, you know, 56k for one keepsake key, you know, really isn't that bad if that's like a month or two of membership. You know, like that you know, something like that I can understand. Or even, you know, say in a month you got like 70k. I mean, I know it's a little far fetched, and we won't really know until the time comes.
Yeah, when the month passes over, or they say how much you get per month, because I did not see anywhere how much they said it is monthly that you gain in loyalty.
I guess the first we'll see it probably I assume like October,
Yeah,
early October. We'll see you know the first set of how much you're getting, and it'll be really interesting because you know obviously you know I like I said, I haven't actually checked for myself. Somebody here said it's 56k for one keepsake key, and like I actually you know bought keepsake keys you know for like my sombrero, and for you know if I ever get other cool
yeah,
you know like
yeah.
steel stuff or you know, but and yeah those are you know for IRL you know microtransaction that becomes a lot. So I hope it's something fair where I'm you know my membership is actually worth more than encouraging me to go and you know pay $40 for a bunch of cool stuff in you know Solomon's General Store,
Yep,
Solomon Store.
yep. Okay, so did you by any chance see how much it is in loyalty for one bank booster?
I can actually, you know what? I can actually pull this up quick.
Because I heard it's an obscene
Oh,
amount.
hey, what do you know? I was just about to go click it, and I actually got no life logged.
Oh,
Didn't even have to click it. What do you know? Okay, so let's pull this up. All right, services. Bank booster. No, okay, here. Oh, whoa. Okay, so that's a little bit different. Bank boosters are 208K a piece.
ooh, that's higher than I thought. Okay.
Yes, same here.
Alright, well, I hope you guys are saving up for those if you don't have them. Me, I spent my premier membership points on getting all of them and one keepsake key. So, eh, it's a lot.
That's yeah, that's a little steep.
I'm really hoping that they offer um, premier membership again coming up because I will put the money down for it again without a second thought. I've loved this premier membership. Like, I was skeptical at first, but I really do enjoy it. The 3 spins every day and the um, full bank boosters and not having to drop so much money to buy them. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah. All right. Um, Anything else you want to fill in on, Solomon?
Um, not too much. I think it was a lot more build up than what was actually released.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
All right. Well, let's move on here. We have a poll. What do you enjoy the most in the Death of Chivalry quest? The choices are tough choice I had to make, scalable combat, storyline, rewards, audio, and graphics. I put storyline without a doubt,
I did too.
and it's winning with 33%. Tough choices is actually in second with 22%, and
Really?
rewards is in 20th. So I thought rewards would either be in first or second, but it's actually in third.
I thought it would actually be lower than that. The rewards really didn't seem too real great to me. I mean, yeah, I've that's probably because I've done, I have done all of the quests, and I've seen greater rewards from quests. But like, for scalable combat, yeah, I would think that the rewards would be a little better, or maybe a little bit more, level based or something,
Yeah,
which I understand isn't technically fair. Where I have a high, strength, I get a huge bonus on strength experience. Where you have low, so I understand that. Don't get me wrong. But for the scalable combat for such an easy quest, like the rewards, other than getting my quest kit back, really weren't worth it.
yeah, it was scaled, but halfway through the quest, I mean, the only time I actually felt a little bit of a challenge was when I was fighting. Spoiler alert: um, the person that killed or stabbed Sir Owen. I forgot her name, but it's the girl you rescue. Um,
Yeah,
she's a
yeah.
necromancer, and that was a little bit challenging only because I was being lazy and not moving. So I think it's scaled to a point. Um, but I really did like the storyline of the quest. I liked having the option to backsass Saradomin, but in the end, it still felt like I was purposely supporting him. And I could do anything to save Sir Owen from his epic glowy arm. So
Yeah, I mean, but it is the first, scalable combat, first of its
yeah,
kind. I'm sure in the future we'll see much, much better, work on scalable content, which, is really fun because that way, it would, you know, everybody gets a similar experience out of it, no matter what level you are.
yep. All right, so I think that kind of covers everything for RuneScape news. Let me check how much time that took. 34 minutes. Okay, so we don't have any questions this week. That's kind of unfortunate, but I can understand it with the length in between our podcasts that Questions kind of died down. So you can submit your questions by posting in the comment section below or sending us a private message. So we can read them off in the next podcast.
Woo.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to move on to our final section, which I didn't forget. It is updates that we expect to see in 2014.
Oh, hey, good job. Yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
I said that though, so I'm in the green.
Alright. Well, I'm willing to think that we're either going to see the HTML5 come out into the game in November or January. And the reason why I'm not saying December is because that's a year to kind of wrap up things that have been going on in game. Not introduce
There's some
something
plot
brand new
highlights.
in at the end of the year. You understand?
Mm-hmm. For
So
sure.
what I would expect to see in December is we'd see the expansion to the player-owned ports, and moving into January or February, HTML5, and then an announcement on the Elven Quest because they have stressed a lot of interest for it, and I do think that they're planning on going for that. Also, based on how long it usually takes for them to make a quest, they did talk about the World Gate quest in the Above the Lore podcast, where they talk about how they actually go about making quests. If you haven't watched that yet, it's really interesting. Check it out on Podbean. Pretty cool. Um, but yeah, they said they were in super early development for it. Like, they had started working on it about a week ago. They have a team set to go for it, and the storyline's being written. And it's supposed to be a darker quest. Um, I don't think it ties in with the God Quest series at all. So I can expect to see this quest, given that they went into development last month on the 8th. It takes about 6 months for them to put out a quest. So I could see that probably coming out in April. Um, the Elfen Quest I could probably see coming out more in June, because I don't think they would put two huge quests next to each other. And an earlier God Quest would probably either be in December or in January.
I could see mid-January for God Quest.
Yeah. Alright, so any predictions for you?
Yes, I have a very strong prediction about a production skill next year.
Alright, what do you think the production skill will be?
Um, I have no idea. Obviously, it was originally said it wasn't, and then said it was when Divination released that it's directly correlated. Um, and being that it uses energy, and I know in the quest they said, that it was mentioned. I think you were talking about this originally. You and me talked about this
Last
on our last
podcast?
podcast
Yeah.
about the energy bending.
Energy bending or light sculpting?
Yeah, something of that nature. With there being energy as the actual thing you gather, I have a very strong feeling it'll be something like that, or like an enchanting or an infusing of some sort. I'm just calling it right now. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you're kind of limited with your options with what they have, or they'll, if they do the same thing they did with divination, rip off something else that they have. They
Hmm.
use energy for. So,
Well, they also did actually mention Maud Osborne in the actual Sixth Age Part 2 behind the scenes video
hmm
that RuneScape 3 was going to work off of a little bit more of a steampunk like feel. How the dwarves were getting this kind of almost energized armor, that
hmm
we've seen. And I'm thinking that light sculpting or energy bending would play into that very well, where we'd start to see a little bit more mechanical things coming into it. And by saying mechanical, maybe mechanics.
oh, that would be very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to say because like I told, like it's blah 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 blah. With a resource that's named energy and is energy from the gods, it doesn't really narrow it down. I mean, too much. but that's
Yeah, so
light bending, light sculpting,
I
infusing, enchanting, something of that nature
I think we're
is.
both pretty solid that it's going to be something of that nature. The reason why I put mechanic stuff in there is because it's just another option to the side, but I really feel strongly about all this energy bending stuff. So,
Just to put a twist on it, it could be something if they want, if they're moving into mechanical, that it could be something like we've seen this before in a few quests, and I couldn't tell you which ones it was, where kind of the RuneScape magic part meets, if you will, like the steampunk mechanics, stuff like that.
mhm.
Kind of where those two fields cross, and maybe that'll be something like this moving into the Sixth Age. I mean, again, it's we won't know until right before the skill comes out. But I mean, it's another possibility that has happened before in RuneScape, and it might actually become a skill. You never know.
Yep. Um, any other predictions or
Um,
hopes?
well, hopes that Elven Quest. I can't wait any longer.
I'm
Like that
Yeah,
ASAP.
they said that they will be like putting it into development at the release of HTML5, I think, unless it's already gone into development. They're working on it like with the beta client, but I don't see that being what they're doing. So, um, I think that it'll come out mid to late 2014, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
But at least I don't think it will be coming out in 2015.
that's good news because that's a long time to wait for a quest that should have come
Yeah,
out a long time ago.
a very long time ago.
when, not to make this too much longer, but do you have any idea when the last Elven Quest came out?
I can actually look it up quick. Do you want to count Within the Light, or do you want to keep it at Morning Sun Part 2?
Well,
I think Within the Light should count
within
because
the
it
line, it's
does.
fair.
Yeah, I think that one came out in 2005 or 2006. On my estimate, 2009.
Oh my god,
It's still 4 years.
that's 4 years, Jagex. And I understand quests take, like Sean said, around 6 months to make, and I understand if it's gonna be, Grandmaster level,
Yeah,
which, probably I can assume probably takes a little bit longer, have to create bosses, all that fun junk puzzles. But come on.
yeah. If it was me running how story went, and I didn't really have to worry about my resources as much, or I was in charge of how resources were spent, I would probably focus on the stories in specific areas a little bit stronger instead of building here, then building there, and then building somewhere else. You know, like maybe once every other month, expansion of the Elf Quest. Like, we're going to make sure that this year we're going to focus on Elven content. We're going to have everything written up for like 3 or 4 quests that will span throughout the year, and people will work on that throughout the year.
That'd be kind of cool.
Mhm.
Excuse me, make sure that, the story lore in the game is constantly being, pushed in.
Yeah, and it would be at a refreshable rate, so it doesn't feel like you're taken out of the story so much, you know?
Mhm.
Because after doing that quest nearly 2, 3 years ago, I feel I'm gonna have to watch the videos to just get myself back in the, loop of everything I actually did in that quest series now. It's just been so long. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Or,
yeah.
something else that would be really cool is, since it has been so long, again, I understand that it takes time to make the quest, but, like, at the release of a Grandmaster, maybe, like, actually release a video or something that, like, actually, like, brings players up to speed. I mean, for players like you and me that, did do with the quest years ago, and kind of bring you up to speed. Maybe either not necessarily a video, but maybe a short cutscene at the beginning
Yeah.
of a quest. Because I can't remember again what quest that was, but for some quest they did have something where it like brought you up to speed, where it was like what you had done up to that point.
Huh.
Or am I just making stuff
No,
up?
I don't think you're making something up. I mean, you're the one who had the quest cape, so. um, Yes.
but just something so you can get back into that position, back into that feel of what you were doing at the time, so it doesn't feel like you helped them out and now 3 years later where you don't remember a thing other than you have some stuff in your bank that might trigger a few memories.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah, no matter how hard JX tries to, because it's been so long, the expectations for this quest are just gonna be so astronomically high that they're not gonna be met. It's not possible, and that sucks. But that's what happens when it takes that long to come out with a new quest. So, with that being said, I think some hopes that I want to see would be Floor 61,
ooh,
uh,
yeah, that would be.
that they promised last year. Uh, Anything more for Dungeoneering sagas, really. Um, I want to see a graphical rework to Artie and the Brimhaven area.
That would with seeing with seeing things that they have done, those areas would be so beautiful, especially Brimhaven.
Yeah.
There is so much potential for a tropical for tropical.
hmm
Wow.
And then for the biggest parts, I would say um, another Mir K quest,
Ooh,
and that that goes after Branches of Darkmire, where you probably get into Castle Draken, or you go off to the Land of the Vampires because it was said in lore that there's another place, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay,
You are correct.
and the biggest thing overall is the story arc of Zaros and how he comes back to power because
Ooh, that would be
yeah,
fun.
he doesn't have a body right now. So I would like to see where that goes. That would almost be cool if it tied into like the Branches of Darkmere quest or the Elven quest. Like, oh,
Ooh,
he
what if it
took
all kind of
he took
leads
Draken's
up to this
body.
big climactic like quest where like all these major storylines just like clash all of a sudden,
Yeah,
and like everybody has to like join forces, and I'm like,
God Wars
I mean
2.
it's oh god yes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, we're being such fanboys for this like last portion of it. It's crazy. Okay, so
It's good. It's fun though. This is
yeah,
it's fun. It's fun to imagine what can happen. I mean, like, there's really like unlimited potential with where all of this could go.
there really is. I mean, it's really up to the monkey at the head of the table, Monmark. So what he says goes, and hopefully with these three new mods that are players for like the past 7 years can have a little bit more emphasis on what players want, you know?
hmm Hopefully, again, for player predictions, I'm really hoping the next year can again be a big, year of the player,
Yeah.
because that has done so much for RuneScape this year. Yeah, I understand people, really bitched about divination, really bitched about RS3, but like overall, it's been a fantastic year so far. I'm really excited to do, late December do do our wrap up for the year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
It will be a fun one. That will be special, and we'll probably get a ton of people for that one. So many people that we're probably gonna have to call in and call out people into the show. So
Yeah, that would be cool for an end of the year. Get a bunch of viewers, other people, other YouTubers, just try to get something fun for the end of the
I
year.
could see us streaming the last one possibly.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would be very good. Which, by the way, totally interrupting our train of thought of everything. I can show you how to do
Oh,
that.
okay, good. For those of you who don't know, both Buckbeer and I have had really big troubles with our streaming software. I haven't put a whole lot of time into figuring it out, but I think you have. So,
I got everything. I got video to work. Audio was a little sketchy, but that's just it'll take a couple hours for me to get that perfected.
okay, okay. So, I think we should wrap it up there before we go too much longer on this. So,
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
alright, is there anything else I gotta mention before we go? Probably not. Um, Thank you guys all for watching this podcast. I really hope that you enjoyed it. It's a nice thing to just be able to sit back, play RuneScape, and listen to people talk about the game, interact with it by submitting questions and all that kind of stuff. Just makes it fun. So, with that being said, this is Scream Truth,
And this is Buckmere. Thank you so much.
and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Peace.